for first at Lighthouse Point. What a golf course.
It certainly is, Rich. Hopefully there's no perfect storm today, but what a way to start. Very, very sharp dogleg left par 4 to open up. Ideally, you'd like to hit it just to the corner of the dogleg. That should leave about the easiest second shot you get here at the opening hole.
You don't want to miss it long and left, Frank, because if you do, you'll be over the cliffs. And not even the Lighthouse is going to help you find that golf ball. On the green, and a chance for birdie here on the first hole. Locked in on the read and the speed. That's a birdie for McIlroy. He is just so explosive. Now at the second here at Lighthouse Point, Frank, this is some tough par 3.
If you want to try and really break the hole down and be a purist here, Rich, you'd like to hit a little cut into this green, something that moves away from the water and the cliff back towards that bunker. That would be the perfect shot to hit, but such a difficult par 3. Anything on the green would be good here.
This won't hurt him, Frank.
Just a little left of the flag. That's fine.
Good, clean contact and a nice result. And a chance for birdie coming up. Frank going for another birdie here.
Just to get on a real roll.
That was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
Sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
Just a couple of feet. 1 under early in the round. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Novelo back with you at the third hole here at the Cliffs. And this is a hole that offers up a chance to put a red number on the board, Frank.
It certainly does. A good drive finding this very narrow fairway will certainly give you the opportunity to reach the green in 2. Stray a little left, either with the drive or the second, and all of a sudden you might realize this par 5 has teeth. Rich, there's great drivers of the ball. We've seen Norman, Nicklaus over the years, but that there is just excellent. Lovely full turn, plenty of power, and just piped it.
Made it look easy right there, and he's such a good-looking player. When he's dialed in, swinging the way he is right now, just a pleasure to watch. Huge chance to climb the leaderboard. A putt for eagle. Frank, this is the kind of start every player wants.
Yeah, swinging it well. Certainly hit the ball in the right place there, and good thing too, he's actually putting well. There's out of bounds over there.
He needs to get lucky. Frank, what's the key? You just hit one OB.
Somehow forget what's just happened. Otherwise, the same thing's liable to happen.
Third shot now after having gone OB.
He's a little over-ambitious.
And setting up here in the rough. That's how the best in the world play it, Frank.
Well, it's a little lucky that it went in, but it was always going to be close.
Now at the 5th hole, it's a par 4. Frank, what are we in store for?
It's very easy to get lulled into a false sense of security here, Rich. No fairway bunkers, you sort of think you would blaze away. But really, you've got to find the fairway here. Very small green and well protected by that bunker short and right of this green. So if you miss the fairway, this hole becomes very difficult indeed quite quickly. Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. And he's made it onto the green. And that's a bogey. Moving on to hole number 6, par 3 of 198 yards. 130 yards out. Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. What an outstanding shot that was.
Got the right result too. It's just a tapping.
Well done. Another birdie, and now 3 under par. Par 4 7th here at Lighthouse Point is only 370 yards. Frank, are you unhappy if you walk out of here with anything other than a birdie?
I think we'll see all sorts of different scores here, Rich. If you hit the fairway, then obviously you're definitely going to be looking at birdie. But you stray or hit the wrong club off the tee, that's really what this hole's about. It's about club selection. You could hit a multitude of clubs off this tee. That just came out blazing. As soon as it hit the green, it was never going to stop.
And it makes the green in regulation. This could be a huge momentum swing. This one's for birdie. Continues to play well. Birdie number 3 for the day. Well, a bit unusual. A third par 3 now on this front side. We're at the 8th. It's 165 yards, Frank.
And this par 3 looks nothing like the previous 2. It heads towards the edge of the cliff there. Long green, almost a figure 8 or an hourglass shape. Bunkers left and right. Going to have to be straight here.
Frank, see if he can get the hat trick here.
Oh, things are looking so good. Strokes good, swings good. Let's see if it goes in.
We move to the 9th hole and we begin to go inland, Frank. I'll miss some of the views along the ocean. I won't miss the nerves with the potential of a golf ball sailing off into the Atlantic Ocean. That said, par 5, you think about a scoring opportunity, but then I look at the scorecard and it says this is the number 6 handicap hole. That's pretty tough.
It is, and the reason why is there's trouble both sides of this fairway, and that's normally sand and cliffs. And the designer's really thrown the boat out, excuse the pun. We are on the coastline here. This whole dog legs to the left, and ideally you just sort of like to go fairway, fairway pitch. That's the prudent way to play the hole. But of course, everybody likes to chance the driver and reach the par 5 and 2. Miss, pay the price.
Now to 7 under par. Excellent front side, trying to keep it going here on the second 9.
He's just playing beautifully, hitting so many good shots, giving himself so many opportunities. Can he keep it going?
I mean, that is a sight to behold. What a spectacular shot we just saw on the par 4 with a drive in 1. Well, that's not the way you wanted to start out the backside here.
Yeah, you can't afford from inside 10 feet. It just, you feel like you have to make those, and I mean, they really sting when they miss.
Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Now we go to the 11th hole, and this is a par 5, but it's actually shorter than the par 4 10th. This one comes in at 530 yards, and more evidence of the kind of creativity by the award-winning design team of Patel and Duncan.
That's right. Patel really is known to be the shaper. He's the one that makes all those interesting shapes of the bunkers. For example, here, nipping it in the fairway, making driver almost too much club or very, very risky, plus the front bunker there. Now, this is a great par 5. The reason why, it's reachable, it's tempting, but you don't know what you're going to finish up shooting on it.
Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. He's hit it very close, and he will have that, Frank, for an eagle.
It's amazing how quickly the round changes. He'll quickly pick up 2 shots on the field.
Moving on to the 12th hole now. Par 4, 439 yards. Frank, can one small tweak from an instructor lead to a big turnaround?
With the right player, yeah. You just want to hear the right message. It's like anyone in life. You just want to be pointed in the right direction.
And the tee shot ends up in the bunker. In the green side bunker, Frank, little bit of a problem. Frank looks like maybe the greatest bunker player of all time right there.
Well, he's making a name for himself today. You could certainly put him up there with Gary Player, Severiano Ballesteros. That was just a great bunker shot.
Now to the 13th hole, and Frank, this could make you quake in your soft spikes. 702 yards, par 5. It might be a par 6 or a 7.
Well, I think a few people probably will make 6 or 7 here. You're right. This is a rarity in golf, 700 yards. So forget about any thought of even getting close to this par 5 and 2. Plus, just to add insult to injury, the 2 bunkers off the tee are perfectly placed. They're about 298 yards, smack bang in the middle of that. I doubt you can get past those, but you need a good drive, really, to try and leave yourself a short third shot.
Big swing right there, and a great result, and now a chance for a big swing in momentum with an eagle coming up. Knocking down all the shots today, now at 13 under. Par 3 14th, headed over Lake Zimmer. Old man Zimmer was a legend in these parts here in Maine, Lighthouse Point. All you want here, Frank, at 240 yards. Well, that's how you play the game, right there. Getting set now over the putt. Continues to amaze, yet another birdie, and what a day it's been. The round continues at Lighthouse Point, and Frank, the 15th hole is a par 4, only 387 yards. That was a solid strike and a good result. Shouldn't be a problem here.
Great, too.
Beautiful. And another fun hole here at Lighthouse Point. It's the last par 3 in the back 9 as we begin this closing stretch. 241 yards downhill. Par 3 16th.
Now, this is not heading in the right direction.
No, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. Hoping to get this up and down here, Frank, at the par 3 after missing the green.
Yeah, it's not all bad.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. Now that is a shot that will be replayed over and over. Well, Frank, I love this par 5 17th. Not only is it fun to play, but if you head over the Juniata Crossway Bridge ahead, you can find Brent's Lobster Shack, which is one of the best lobster rolls I have ever had. And you know they specialize in that up here in Maine. But what a hole. He moved that one out there, but he is not going to like the lie.
That moved down in the rough.
Good scoring opportunity right here from 125 yards or so. Well, this one should be safely on deck here. That was a big, bold strike, and now a chance for a big, bold move. Putt for eagle coming up. And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
Well, at last we're at number 18, and Frank, I have really enjoyed this golf course. And now when you see the lighthouse in the distance, it really makes it that much more special.
It is. The beacon will always take you home. And speaking of home, this finishing hole, it bends to the left. A good tee shot. It'll somehow find the fairway and just leave you a short iron in. And, of course, you make 3 here, and then that smile's going to light up like a beacon.
Oh, my goodness. That is on in 1. Wow. What an incredible shot. He's made it. Well said, partner. What a day it's been. From the cliffs at Lighthouse Point. Alongside Frank Nobilo, I'm Rich Lerner, and we hope to see you next time. Frank, we've made it to the finishing hole. If you're having a good day, you stop and you reflect for just a moment. The beauty surrounding you, how well you've played. If it hasn't gone all that well, you're thinking about jumping on the Juniata Crossway Bridge off to the left and getting out of Dodge. Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
That one was running so hot. Just trying to make clean contact from the rough. Safely aboard. -1 and early going. Now on the tee at the par 3 second, it's a long one. This will require a pure strike.
In the direction of the sand.
Looks like it. Frank missed the green off the tee.
Yeah, but this is certainly a tricky little shot coming up here at the par 3.
Okay, good shot on the dance floor. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Routine stuff for Rory, that's a par. Frank, I like the mix of holes as we start out here at Lighthouse Point. Tough par 4, then a par 3, and now a scoring opportunity with a par 5 at the third.
Scoring opportunity with a good drive. Very thin fairway here, Rich. This hole is built for accuracy, and players off the tee, they're going to have to try and hit this fairway. Long fairway bunker runs almost the entire length of this hole, and it could act actually as a little helper, stop you going down by the cliff, because anything left, obviously, on that cliff line will go all the way down to the ocean.
Let's see what McIlroy does now with his second. That should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. In the cup. What a shot. Can't get much better than that. Frank, as we stand here at the 4th and look out, no mistaking where we're at. I know I'm having some lobster for dinner tonight.
Or some clam chowder. The best comes from this area. Well, actually, for the ocean, though, anything that strays a little left off this tee will find that ocean. And believe me, there's been more than one ball hit down there. Generous fairway, that's really the goal, and the tiniest of green. If you find the green, you're going to have a birdie putt. A very short one indeed.
Frank, he is one of the longest hitters in the game, but at some point, you have to hit a fairway.
Yeah, he's certainly not the straightest. I think that was the bit you're going to put in the middle.
Takes care of business, 5 under par. Now the 5th hole, par 4, 481 yards.
Find the fairway, and it's a fairly generous one, and you should have a shot where you want a nice lofted one over that front bunker. Land softly on the green. Off the flight path again.
Frank, it's a hard game to play from the high grass.
And that's where he's been more often than not today.
Second shot from the rough. It's on the way. Birdie try up next. Just a couple of feet. Stacking them and racking them. Now at the 6th hole, it's a par 3, just under 200 yards. Where's the challenge here, Frank?
Well, you've got to love that bunker on the left side, Rich, especially because it's shaped like a letter L. Got to fly that. Green's not too deep. So really the challenge is trying to flight that ball in amongst the breeze should it kick up.
That would be a great look at birdie. Well, this would be nice, Frank. I mean, you talk about jump-starting around. If he were to make another birdie, we'd really have it going in the right direction.
You can sort of feel it too. People around there know. I've seen birdies to this point. This is definitely not going down the fairway.
It doesn't look good. I think it's going to be in the deep rough.
Yeah, it was a little over-ambitious. Remember, out of the rough. Expect the ball to jump forward a little bit.
On the green in regulation. All right, Frank, he has already secured the hat trick, 3 birdies in a row. This could be something pretty special.
It's starting to look very easy for him out here.
That's a birdie for McIlroy. He's just so explosive. This is a good-looking shot. Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man.
I've heard of being on the zone, but this is he's just making it look so easy.
Just sensational golf. I mean, he is knocking down every flagstick right now. What a performance. Now to the par 5 ninth. Frank, what are we looking at here?
Well, for the longer hitters, it's actually a chance to reach a par 5 and 2. 300 yards is where that fairway starts to bend more to the left. So you do the math, it's going to give you roughly 250 yards to the middle sort of front left of that green. That's an easy way to play the hole. Make a mistake off the tee and you might find out this is a more difficult 3-shotter than what you were anticipating.
Frank, no reason here to think we're going to see anything other than another good shot.
Yeah, in a great flow, and golf like this looks easy.
That was just a gutsy shot right there, and a good look at eagle coming up. This one just requires a little bit of focus. No doubt about that one. That was struck with confidence. Well, that was a nearly flawless performance on the front side, but Frank, we know it's an 18-hole game, isn't it?
That's right. Now's not the time to pat yourself on the back.
I mean, that is a sight to behold. What a spectacular shot we just saw on the par 4 with a drive in 1. Wow, I thought he made that. Frank, that's just a really good putt right there.
Yeah, that's why you call lag putting. You get outside a certain distance, and really your mind has to be about 2-putting and not trying to be a hero.
Standing over the ball here at the par 5 11th. This one's sweet, Frank.
Super.
That's a good spot right there.
Center cut.
And now it's right in his wheelhouse. Good position where he can attack the pin.
Yeah, he has all those options now. That ball's sitting up. You can bring it in high. You can bring it in low. The choice is yours. Take a gross of those. That is a lesson in itself.
And now a chance for eagle. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. 12th hole now, and Frank, the long hitters could have an advantage here.
If they want to take a very dangerous line over that left side, this is really where the shot maker has the advantage. That hole bending completely to the left. You'd like to hit a draw there, so use those bunkers down the through side of the fairway and then just sort of shape that ball towards the green. Interesting shaped green, really 3 different sections to this, and of course 3 bunkers, each protecting a different portion.
And yet again, he has hit it off the tee and into the bunker. So getting set for a greenside bunker shot. Frank, when I think of the great bunker players in the history of the sport, I think about Gary Player, Seve Ballesteros, whom you knew so well. What did they do that made them so effective on these greenside bunker shots?
They had an attitude for a start that was different. For them, it was they saw possibilities. And they would imagine the amount of sand. Remember, because this is the only shot in golf where you don't have to hit the ball first. So they would really choose the amount of sand behind the ball, whether that was 1 inch or 2. Aim the club at that and made sure they followed through.
Always makes the hole easier, playing it from the fairway. Now the game's #1 player, Rory Mcilroy, ready with his approach. Well, this one should be safely on deck here. just a superb shot.
You're not going to see much better than that all day today.
Locked in on the read and the speed. Well, he's done it. That's an eagle right there. Tremendous effort. Now the par 3 14 over another body of water. Frank, you could make some big numbers on this golf course. I would think if you walk out of here today having shot under par, you have to be really happy.
Certainly is big boy golf playing around the cliffs at Lighthouse Point, Rich. And this is another example here at this beefy par 3, 240 yards. You can see Lake Zimmer protects the front of this green and to the right. And it's obviously where they get all their irrigation water from. But it's enough green left of the flag here. It's really what you've got to be looking at, that front left section.
The round continues at Lighthouse Point. And Frank, the 15th hole is a par 4, only 387 yards. That was like Usain Bolt, Frank, right through the tape.
Yeah, that first step, that was never going to stop.
Well, Frank, obviously our gamer is one of the best from the bunkers, but for the average player out there, what's the mistake they too often make when trying to play a bunker shot?
Well, it's the only shot in golf where you're not trying to hit the ball. You're trying to hit the sand first. That means the club has to go through the sand on both sides. Take a nice little divot with the ball in the middle, follow through. Ball's going to come out every time. Now, this is not heading in the right direction.
It looks like it's going to be in the rough. Regarded as a very accurate player, that shot says it all. Shouldn't be a problem here. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie, and what a day it's been. Now at the 17th, and Frank, a chance to make a birdie. Who knows, with a couple of huge pokes, you could make Eagle 3. This is a pretty stout hole at a little bit more than 600 yards.
It is, especially if that breeze comes off the water into your face. But normally you're protected here because the hills on the left will block that breeze. Bunkers all the way down the right side, you can see that. But yeah, you're right, two big hits. And you might just reach this par 5 and 2. Birdie, perhaps even eagle on a good day.
Let's see what McIlroy does now with his second. That is one of the shots of the day right there, and he will have a really good look at eagle. This is an 11-foot putt. And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
Well, at last we're at number 18, and Frank, I have really enjoyed this golf course. And now when you see the lighthouse in the distance, it really makes it that much more special.
It is. The beacon will always take you home. And speaking of home, this finishing hole, it bends to the left. A good tee shot will somehow find the fairway and just leave you a short iron in. And, of course, you make 3 here, and then that smile's going to light up like a beacon.
Just a good solid tee shot right there, about 280 yards. Second shot, good look at the green. Great way to finish off the final approach shot with a birdie opportunity. Drops it in for birdie. Frank, that was an impressive round out there today.
Couldn't agree more, Rich. We've seen some great shots out there, and I'm